We have been looking at a series which is one of my best series. I love it personally. And we cannot really say which of the messages are the best in Dunamis because all of them come with their own, mighty dimensions. So we have been studying the success equation. The success equation. We had the part 1, which was what success is and is not. Last week Sunday, God graced us with part 2. And it was how God rates men. On Tuesday also, I just gave 1 or 2 points on how God rates men. So, you get the tapes if you want to maybe follow up. You're not there in church or you're listening to me by maybe other social media platforms. You will be able to get the tapes on YouTube or our library on WhatsApp. Hallelujah. So it's good to get them because you might not understand the series till you get to the beginning. Hallelujah. So today, the success equation part 4. I will give a recap on part 3 before I proceed. And I've brought a new system of teaching. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to teach you from the place of the Spirit, as always. I explained to us that God rates men, number 1, by what? The purity of the heart. Not just the heart. Having a heart does not make you qualified to be qualified. But the state of the heart. I explained to us that guards or security is most at times only put in places where there are treasures. And nowhere in the scripture does God tell a man to guard any other thing. He said, keep your money in heaven where rust or thieves cannot meet it. He said, but for your heart, you guard your heart with all diligence. The word all diligence means employ every strategy necessary to keep your heart pure. You know why? It is out of that heart that are the issues of life. So whatever you become is determined by the heart, what the heart became. God anoints a man to be king. His name is King Saul. And before he begins to experience these kingly positions, God did not create a throne for Saul. God gave him a heart. Because to be seated on a throne, which you don't have the heart that resemble the pleasures of that throne, you will soon be dethroned. So before God gives a man provision, the first provision is the heart. Why? It is there that things are defined. I told you that a heart problem is a hard problem. I said how easy things affect you determines how weak your heart is. Mind people that easily get depressed, they have a weak heart condition. We have come to draw from you again. Yeah. Listen. Hi. Pastor, God says guard your heart. He said give me your body, but your heart is your responsibility. Guard your heart, because out of that heart are the issues of life. I don't know how important this sounds to you, but it's very important to me. I said if you remove the heart, let me go to international. Remove Donald Trump's heart, okay, and then put that heart in Pastor Fanuel. Automatically, though he's in Cameroon, he begins to decide based on American decisions. The body is still in Cameroon, but they have taken a heart that has cultivated the US system and put in a body who knows Cameroon system. And because it is the heart that detects to the body what to do, the heart will begin to detect to this body how to behave. Which means you are only limited by the heart you have, not by the God you serve. It is the heart you have that limits you. Bandi vinga dagaha. Take the lion heart and put in the mosquito, and the mosquito will begin daring the lion's things. But take the mosquito heart and put in the lion, though it is still big in size, the heart will tell it to be small. Remember, how often, how quick do you have heart problem? How quick do you get depressed? How often, how easy it is for the devil to break you down? Tells me how tangible your heart is. You didn't hear me, sir. I said, how quick is it? You know what happened to Job? Boy, it wasn't his losing everything. I mean, sit down for a while. Job lost, he had 10 children. 10, 7 boys and 3 girls. All of them were not kids. These were mature kids who had their own houses. I'm talking about you giving birth to a child died when you gave birth to a child in the hospital. Or maybe you had a child is 2 years old, died 2 years. No. A child you sent to school, you have developed emotions for. The child is mature, and in your mind you're like, this is going to be the one who will take over me when I'm dead. 10 of them, they died in one day. One day. Listen. It's not because the issue you are going through is too big. It's because your heart is too small. If we try to compare what you have gone through and what others have gone through, it does not marry. You have never been pregnant before. Or you have lost one child. Job lost 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children in one day. 10. Let's talk, right? Let's talk. How many in one day? 10. What is really the reason why you're depressed? Sometimes, or you think again while you are depressed, you stop being depressed. What is really the cause for saying that not working in your life? A man lost 10 kids and never been married. A man lost 10 kids. He was the richest man in the East. He lost all his companies in one day. What have you lost? What have you lost? Job tore his dress. A man was taken from the greatest in the world to the least in the world. As a matter of fact, apart from that, Bible said there were boys on his body. The man was physically getting rotten in flesh. But this man said, I will not curse God. I can't curse God. Why? The heart in Job is the main reason for the security system in his house. It says that the reason why I cannot attack Job is because you have put a hedge around him, not around his house. When God removed the hedge, it was not the hedge of the house, it was the hedge of the heart. Maybe the hedge was removed. The heart was so great that even though they removed the hedge, the heart could still be tenacious. My question is, have you ever gone through 1/100, 1,000 of what Job went through? So for exam, a boy break your heart. You lost 5,000. You're owing 1 million. A man lost, say, all things. No, he didn't sow a seed. God took it. It's different, man. When you sow a seed, at least you are happy that you gave it. But when they take it, that's why I said the greatest reason why people get depressed is attachment. The greatest reason why people get depressed is attachment. You are attached to physical things, attached to people. So when they begin to misbehave, it affects you. So what depresses a man is attachment to things, not things. Where have you made your heart an easy dwelling place of satanic activities? Where have you made your heart an easy dwelling place, of satanic activities? Pastor, how often you feel like giving up tells me how weak your heart is. Give me the heart. Bakata parakatiaga. In the name of Jesus. Say the heart. Say the heart. In the book of Matthew 5 verse 8, it says that blessed are the pure in heart. These are the only ones who shall see God. Doesn't matter how many seeds you sow. If your heart has a problem, you cannot see God. It says that blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Can I tell this to you? Your reaction to God depends on your heart, not based on the atmosphere. There are people who cannot feel God's presence, but God is there. Can I say this again? Do you understand me at all? That somebody is singing and you are sitting does not mean they are not deep. It means you are shallow. It means that you don't understand atmosphere. Listen to me. That somebody is preaching and you cannot comprehend does not mean they are foolish, but you don't understand that depth, which means that your ability to respond to a spiritual atmosphere is determined by your heart's atmosphere. You have been guarding your pocket, you have guarded your wallet. When last did you guard your heart? That's the most important part you must guard. You don't guard. You get that in part 2. I also spoke about number 2 by what? By their right knowledge. God rates men by their right knowledge. We have the gnosis and the epignosis. I can take the whole this song talk about that because of time. What is the gnosis? The gnosis is haphazard knowledge, knowing anyhow. But the epignosis is the right, the correct, the chronological, the systematic, arranged knowledge that produces results. So if the knowledge is not right, if it is not chronological, if it is not arranged, if it cannot produce result, it is not epignosis. Daniel 11 verse 3 says, they that know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploit. Now with the gnosis, everybody is hearing as I'm preaching right now. What I'm saying now can be gnosis, but the epignosis is your ability to arrange what I'm saying systematically to produce a result in the area of your need. Which means that Jesus is passing. A crowd has the gnosis of Jesus. They know about him. But the word of God says that I have the epignosis. I know how to arrange his availability plus my faith to stop the issue of blood. She now goes towards Jesus with the epignosis. She now touches a man who does not have to touch him. And the Bible says the issue of blood left her. Why? Because she had the right, the correct, the accurate, the systematic, chronological presentation of a knowledge that makes for results. At all. It is not what your pastor preach, it's what you made of what he preached. Levis, if you cannot do it 3 times and get the result, you have gnosis, not epignosis. Are you understand? Because with the gnosis, you know that God can heal. Why are you not healed? You don't have the epignosis of healing. You know that God can change lives. Why is your life not changed? You don't have the right, the accurate, the current, the correct understanding, which is systematic, chronological, and properly arranged to fit and make a change. How right is your knowledge? How correct is your knowledge? How current is your knowledge? Correct and current. It may be correct but not current. Correct means it's right. Current means for now. The epignosis. When God comes to you, he came because your heart was pure, but he will only react because the pure heart had the right knowledge. Can I give you more points? If only knowledge made God use a man, God for use all we. But it's because there's a particular way you organize the knowledge that makes him use a man. The first time God made man, he made man by gnosis. He made man mature. Man sin. He now said, epignosis is starting from the low level and growing. He now made man as a seed. From the sperm, the egg, it come together. Before we know it, human being come, start growing. Epignosis, putting in the right way, knowing what is the foundation. How you want a husband? What is the epignosis for getting married? How do you start your prayer of getting married? What do you do to get married? And if you can, epignosis is the right knowledge, knowing the genuine knowledge. Many people have a knowledge of God, and that knowledge is the reason why they are dying. They see God as an unfaithful God. That is a knowledge. But what is the epignosis? Is that God is faithful. He that called you is also faithful to do. That's the epignosis. So there are many gospels out there, sir. but there's the gospel. Have you found it? My spiritual father, let me have a Bible, sir. He took a Bible and told my friend, he said, there is something here every man is looking for. He said, the day you find it, I will know. Why? The day you find it, it will begin to give you expression to the world. When you find a epignosis, it is men that shall say, this man has been with God. If you are still the one blowing your trumpet, you don't have epignosis. You have gnosis. You explain doctoral terms. You're not a doctor. And the bad thing is that you know their terms, you know what they know, but you don't get the salary. Say gnosis. Say epignosis. Are you blessed by that at all? Yeah. Your genuine knowledge, your unique knowledge is the epignosis. Pastor John, listen. Our results are dependent on our knowledge of God. Even pastors preach things about God they don't even believe. Religious here. What I'm saying is true. But you have gotten to a point where you don't even believe that some things can still happen. Bible has become a monument to you, not a movement. There are people here who they think they believe, but their reaction to God's promises make us know they don't believe. Knowledge has made you and how you react to situations. You can't be the kind of believer that is, you're tossed down by every challenge. You don't know God. Hey! He said, by faith, Abraham sojourned in a land with Isaac and Jacob. He did not even know the land, but he knew the God. He said, Abraham got to a point in his life where hope was finished. He said, Abraham now hoped against hope. Abraham began to mentor hope, what hope is. Hey. He said hope was gone. He said the man now hope against hope. So when hope was done, Abraham began to teach hope the real meaning of hope. Get to a point in your life where you're the one that teaches faith. What is faith? Faith says speak like this, and you speak beyond that. You spoke it didn't happen, then you enter a different level of faith. Because listen to me, everything they make, they can improve. If they make an iPhone 10, they can make iPhone 11. So there is faith and there is greater faith. Are you hearing me at all? There is greater faith. It's a Abraham hoped against hope. While hope was finished, the guy still looked for a dimension of hope that hope never knew. Hope never knew that a 90-year-old woman can have a child. But faith in Abraham educated hope on the possibilities in hope. He said the man hoped against hope. When you become the mentor to what you used to believe in, you become the teacher to what you used to hold on to. You become the tutor to hope. The man hoped against hope. Sir, while hope was gone, the man looked for new hope. He said, hope is not all of you. Hope, I know you think you're limited, but I can make you a greater dimension of hope. Is somebody hearing me at all? Your knowledge of God is proven. If you easily get sad, if things weigh you down, disappointment make you get angry at God, you don't know God. For they that know their God, you shall know the truth, and that truth shall make you free. Against the fact that the family said, when they said the truth shall make you free, it means the fact put you in bondage. So the reason why the truth comes to free a man is because the fact has put the man in bondage. So we have many men who are walking free, but a fact has put them in a mental prison. In the physical they are free, but they don't believe in provision. They can't believe in God. They are chained in their mind. Do you know God? It's seen by how you dress. Your bodies are the temple of God, and that the spirit kaya. One time I asked God a question. I said, but how can we really call you? He said, do you know why they call the Holy Spirit Holy Spirit? Because he's Holy Spirit, not Spirit. They could call him Spirit of God. It's a name, but they gave his major name is Holy Spirit. It means you cannot be with him and do certain things. God's title in heaven is holy. It's his title. Not provider, not Jireh, not the keeper. Heaven does not know God's provision. Do you know why? They were created into the system of provision. They see that's normal. They don't pay for rent. They don't have rent issue. They don't have what people are having as challenges. So they can only call one name. It is God's holiness that sustained all these things we are seeing. Even the name you call God when you pray tells us if you know him. God one time say, if you still call me God when praying, you don't know me. You have not grown that much to know that God is not my name. God is an office. God means supreme. God means supreme. So supreme, God means a supreme being. So there are many other gods that are supreme in their own dimension. There is a supreme of all the supremes. If you still call God, you don't know him. God, I come today. Really? He said, if you still call me God, you don't know me. You call me Father. Our Father who art in heaven. How what Jesus said? Say, pray like this. Say, our Father, not our God. Our Father, not our God. If you still call God God when you are praying, you don't know him. So your knowledge has limited even your scope of prayer. Please, sit down. How do you approach God when praying? How do you approach humans? Hey, Joseph did not curse his brothers. Why? He had the epignosis, rightly arranging. He mixed hatred plus the selling, plus the slavery, plus the scandal, plus the imprisonment. It made epignosis. They correct the currents, they synchronize the chronological arrange information to make it relevant. When the brothers came, he instead loved them. Why? It is because of what they did that made him where he is. Which means that you hate some people because you don't have knowledge. If they did not send you out of their house, you will know for start your own business. Many businesses were born of conspiracy. When somebody was kicked out of a house, when they left the house, it says that necessity is the mother of invention. When they were kicked out of the house, they had no option to do what than to work on their brain and make a business work. So the man that made you to be challenged to build your own house, to be challenged to buy your own car, is the reason behind the car you bought. Knowledge, pastor, makes me love the man that challenges me to independence than the man that pampers me to dependence. Knowledge, when God comes to your life, just what you know, check it. So here I'll tell you, you don't pray prayer of mercy standing. You been doing that, you forget about mercy. So you have been praying, no, you have a genuine heart. I told you, you have a pure heart, but no epignosis. Very pure heart. You are genuinely praying for mercy standing. You are genuinely praying for mercy and texting. Without genuineness. You see, but genuineness to your mind does not mean you're doing the right thing before God. Oh, pastor. I wish that somebody's here right now. My mind is very genuine. Very genuine. He says, he rates men, number 3, by their management ability. By their management ability. What is the definition of management in a very normal way? Number 1, to manage means to use the available to get the desirable. To use the available to get the desired. Number 1, to use the available to get what? The desired. Number 2, management means using another man's resources to produce his expectation. Using another man's resources. Please note that word, another man's resources. Okay? To produce what? That man's expectation. Management means to be a steward over the resources of another. A steward. Are we together this far? Are we together this far? Say steward. That is management. Write this down and make it very clear. God, I will speak in American English. God don't joke with resources. No, he don't joke with resources, my friend. God does not joke with resources. That should be a point you write and make very bold. God we serve does not joke with resources. Not all. Miracle, you hear? He does not joke with resources. God, let me sound it till you enter your spirit. God does not joke with resources. Imagine man who didn't make a thing trying to mismanage it. So anyway, now, very important. Very important. I want to show you that mismanagement is a disqualifying agent. You've heard about this before, but not in this dimension. God does not joke with resources. No, he does not. God told me, he said, if you cannot manage in heaven, you are not even considered. No, not like he's even thinking about, he can't even think of. For other people, listen, if you can manage, okay, but your knowledge is not really the best, he will try to consider you and change your knowledge. But if you have the knowledge but cannot manage, he can't even consider. So you will be holy, you have a pure heart, you have knowledge but no result because God resisted the mismanager. In the book of 1 Cedric 19 verse 8, God resisted the mismanager and giveth grace to the manager. 1 Cedric 19 verse 8. Are you here at all? Listen. Management means you take it as though it is yours, but it's not yours. Seeth thee a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before great men. This is seeth thee a man that a prophet laid hands on, but a man that is diligent. Doesn't matter who lays hands on you. If you're not diligent, you will not stand before great men. So can I notice you? Your management skills is proven by the people that demand your services. The people that call you can tell you how good of a manager you are. If kings call you, you are a diligent manager. But if only mean men, normal Cartier boys, scammers, people who cannot add anything in your life, these are the ones that call you. If the people that require your services, because a young man is diligent. Listen up for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond your beauty, beyond your singing grace, management is key for selection. If God will select you, pastor, if God will even consider you, you must be a manager. Take away the mic from many pastors, that's all they can do. Pastoral work is not what you can do with the mic, it's what you can do without it. Genuine pastoral work is what you are able to do without the microphone. Being able to lead without being on the spotlight is the pastoral work. Being a choir leader is beyond singing best, is knowing how to make those who sing best come better and do best. I love this so much. Yeah. I feel like I'm speaking a little bit. I know what I'm talking about right now. I love this so much. Say management. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2 verse 15. Let me show you something very important. Okay. Read it for us.
Genesis 2:15.
Yes.
And the Lord God took the man.
The Lord God took the man
and put him into the garden of Eden.
Put him into the garden of Eden.
To dress it and to keep it.
To worship him and to pray for it. So God created man, and the first assignment was not retreat. It was dress it and keep it. You are a manager. God created you to manage. So imagine you cannot manage. The very reason why you were created is damaged. Who is here? God did not create man to pray first. He created man to manage. To manage, my friends. No matter how you pray, you cannot be in God's agenda for you if you cannot manage man. Listen to me. Better, they say a wise word says that if a man has to cut a tree for 5 days, he should take 4 days sharpening his axe or his machete, sharpening it. Management. The divine trust and gives control over people who can manage. The divine gives trust and control to people who can manage. Now I'll be asking personal questions. Number one, how do you manage your life? What do you think about management? You think it's about being in a company and working in a company as a manager? A great pilot once said, if you cannot wake up every morning and be so responsible to make up your own bed, you hardly manage greatness. Irresponsibility. Anyone got to use you? Listen, I hear the Spirit of God now. If you cannot manage your house, you can't manage the church. Let's go to your box now. Are your dresses bent, organized well? Have you now taken dirty clothes and put them on clean clothes? You are a mismanager. Some girls cannot wash even their underwear. They put it under their box. Nobody is seeing it, but God is seeing it. Do you manage your life very well? Do you have a prayer time you keep to? Do you manage your own life, man? You didn't just come to church to catch fire. You came to... Hey! Do you manage your own life, man? Do you manage your own life? Many people cannot give good offering, not because they give the money, but the money they receive in the week, they mismanage the money. One thing that sponsors poverty is not the lack of income, it's the way it goes out. The money comes in, but mismanagement, it turns provision to a curse. People receive money and they cannot do anything substantial with the money. Why? There's a demon that mismanages finances through them. Mismanagement of things. God can never rate you as right if you cannot manage rightly. Never. How do you manage your department? Could this be that if you mismanage your department, God can slow down your prophecy? You can't be running a business place and you don't pay tithe for business. Abraham paid tithe of all. It means that his men went and fought. They came back. They paid tithe as a company. If you run a business, your business must pay business tithe and you must pay personal tithe. And at church time, you must close down your business and go to church. That's how you manage your spiritual life and your business life to get maximum results. Do you manage your own life? Some people don't even have the discipline to wake up at night. It's Holy Ghost that wakes them up, telling us how irresponsible they are, that it must take God to wake them up. If God doesn't wake you up, you cannot wake up. You're getting older, your life is at the same level, and you can't understand that you're doing the wrong thing. Only a fool does one thing 2 times, 3 times, and wants a different result. If you're not happy with your financial life, change your strategy. If you're not happy with your marital life, change your strategy. If you're not happy and what things are going for you, change your strategy. Change it, my friend. Change it. When is one day? When is one day? When is one day? How do you manage the church? How do you manage details? Pastor Kovish, our God is a detailed God. If you are not detailed, you'll be detained. How do you? I take note of details. Many of you think that I'm a complicated man of God. Papa over complaints. It's not so. It's that you're not excellent. Just sitting here, I've seen many errors here already. I can talk about details, Pastor. Listen, excellent men don't look at how white your clothes is. They look at that stain on the white. That's why God seems to be like a complainer. Why? He's too excellent that when you come before him, the first thing he notices is what you should correct. That's how God is. I say, man, when you come before God, I said the first thing he notices is what you should do, what you should correct. It's the first thing God takes note of. This my daughter, does business very well, but she should correct the way she talks, but mop. But God, why can't you clap for me for doing business well? God say, I know, but excellent men always try to put their hand on imperfection and make it perfect. Sir, ma, details makes you a real minister. You still come to church late. You fix sound anyhow. You want to manage a church? How does a body grow? By what? Cell. So how will church grow? By what? Prayer cell. God made cell system to support the main church get better. I've given pastors groups with 18 people. At the end of the day, we have 3 people. And God has done a very good job. Very ordained, but very disdained. Very ordained, but very disqualified for major ministry. Why? When God gives you people, Jesus said, everyone you give me, these are them, I'm presenting them back to you. Everybody is here except Judas that you had prophesied, who shall be the son of perdition, except that one. The rest are still here. The souls you evangelize to, how many of them are still in church today? How many of them are still in Christ? You go there for evangelism, right? Preach the gospel, they confess salvation, and you go. Never call them again, nothing again. Listen to me. 95% those you went and preached to and left went back to normal life the next minute. A soul you won is the one you took from the world, transformed, and made them love God without external influence. If you still call them to church, you have not won them. You are winning them. And sadly, we have people here who are members, but they are still supposed to be called. Why? Management. Pastor Courage. We began to manage money in church. What happened? Increased. It's not because membership has increased. No, management and value on the thing has increased. We are giving God offering to show we value our offering. We made envelopes because these men value what they are giving. Let me add it. You can't be paying tithe with your hand without an envelope. You don't value the tithe. Anything they value, they hide it in something. Oh God. God hid salvation in Jesus. Because he values salvation. How do you take note of details, man? Details. These are the ways you know great men. Details. Great men are detailed men, sir. They take note of details. That's management skills. God created man to dress the garden and to keep it, which means that the first reason why you are in the place is to manage, not just to pray for. So if you can pray for a church and you cannot manage the membership, it cannot work. If we can retain, listen, many people enter church and many more go out. That's failure. But if many more stayed and fewer entered, there'll be more growth. Say management. Matthew 25. I don't know if anybody's here at all. Before that, let's go to Matthew 7 verse 6. Hallelujah. Your management makes God qualify you. Write this down. Mismanagement is a big sin. I didn't say sin. It's a big sin. Heavy sin. Fat sin. Mismanagement. Of you, how you treated your provision has now made it to look like a curse. Read it for me. Matthew 7 verse 6.
Matthew 6.
Follow this story very well.
Give not that which is holy unto the dog.
Verse 7 has to tell us, focus on me, sir. Verse 7 has to tell us that whoever asks shall receive. Verse 6 now tells us that, but for this category of people, this verse 7 cannot work. Verse 7 say, ask, you shall receive. Seek, you will find. Knock, it shall be opened. Verse 8, whosoever. But now verse 6 is trying to tell us that there are some people who are not eligible for this particular thing. Once they over down. Who are they? Don't give holy things to dogs. It means don't give holy mysteries to fornicators, to to those that watch pornography, those that are masturbators, he says, don't give holy things to them. There are mysteries in God you cannot know. There is a secret place you cannot experience. If you are not holy, don't give it to dogs. So he's not talking about physical dogs. He's saying that there are human beings that act like dogs. They are humans, but they act like dogs. Continue. Yeah, what means management enters?
Neither cast
your pearls. What are pearls? Precious things to what?
Before swine.
Why? Not because it cannot weigh it. It can weigh it. It can look good on it, but why should not give it?
It says, lest they trample them
under their feet. They shall trample it under their feet. Mismanagement.
And turn them again.
They now turn.
And rend you.
And attack you. Mismanagement. Why do many attack God? It's shown here. Mismanagement. They mismanage provision, then they are accusing God of unfaithfulness. Some people use 2,000 and invested and today they're millionaires, but you had 100,000. You mismanaged. Today you are a hungry man. He said when you give the big precious things, it will put you under his feet. It will mask that thing. Then it will come back and attack you for unfaithfulness. So if you are a swine, God said precious things can't be given to you. You see that? I don't know. Maybe it's not entering us. Don't give. That's what God said. Who was he talking to? To life. Not to men. To life. Don't give precious things. Could this be if you don't have precious things, you are a swine? Count the amount of precious things in your life. I'll tell you what you are. Some of you can never have a good man in your life. Last one that came, you trample upon him, insulted, rude, mocked him, and you turn back to God. Oh God, I need a husband. Somebody came, you insulted the person, God said you are a swine. I said, now you may not like a man, but that man is eligible to be some other person's husband. So you now insult somebody's husband because you don't like him. There are boys that insult girls. They get dirty, they get crazy girl, they get foolish. That's somebody's wife to be. That she doesn't appeal to you does not mean she's nonsense. What do? You mismanage somebody's pair. And so you cannot have your own because you are a mismanager. You slept with somebody's daughter. You could not have your own. Why? You are a mismanager. You trivialize somebody's provision. They gave you a phone. Is this detail? They gave you a phone to make a call. You now call for 10 minutes on somebody's airtime without permission. You are a mismanager. Go to the pot and serve yourself. You saw 3 meats and there are 5 in the house. You ate 2. You are a mismanager. It's not very small, but there's a God in heaven that watches all things. He's watching your behavior to provision, watching your character. To me, this is a stronger message than many messages. Can you manage things rightly? They give you a phone, you break the phone. They give you a job, you insult the job. You are insulting your own job. How do you get a better job? You can't insult 2019 and have a good 2020. Do you manage well? You are a teacher, it is your students that look for you to teach them. You can't manage well. God cannot increase you like that. Can't increase you like that. You're a music minister, you cannot manage your music ministry. You are a pastor, there's no management in your life. A manager does not own, he controls rightly. And he gives the master 100-fold results. Hear me now. You don't own, you control rightly, and you give the master what? 100-fold result. I know you're blessed right now. Celia, if Jesus comes now, I will not fear of going to hell. No, I'll be angry because I've not yet reached 100%. That's my only fear. Lord, you came when I've not given you 100% what you give. Maybe if that master came earlier, the man that had 5 talents but had only 7. He came later when the man had 100%. If he also did it again, that man that had 1 might have had 2. May God not meet you when the talent is still buried. That's what angered God. God was in a good mood until he saw him, his manager. The man came back so happy. He saw the fellow, said, oh my goodness, people servant. Oh, you are blessed. Enter into my rest. Second one, oh, wonderful guy. And he turned to the third one with enthusiasm, only to find out he saw the man coming with mud, dusting the talent. So yes, knew a man that tried to reap it, not so. So you are in heaven, I'm preaching for you on earth. You are sitting in heaven, then we are preaching for you, suffering for you. Why do you even create yourself? Take this your talent, at least I'm giving you back. God said, I didn't give you to give me back. I gave you to give me 100% reward. If there is nothing added to what I gave you, then your call was a useless call. At the rapture, it's not who sinned more or sinned less. It's how we manage the resources that heaven gave us. I wish I was sincerely. Matthew 25. See, you're about to hear word. You're about to hear what? Say word. Matthew 25. From verse 25 to 30. Doctor, I said the man traveled and came back. What brought him anger? He found out the man was a fornicator. He saw the man smoking and drinking. Mismanagement angered God that much that I sent the man to hell. Read it for me.
Matthew 25 from verse 25.
Watch the story right now. Listen.
And I was afraid.
He said I was afraid.
And went and hid thy talent in the earth.
I went and hid it. What made him to hide it? He was afraid. Fear. Fear makes many people not to manage well. They fear what man will say. They fear failing. It were better you invested and then you lost it than I didn't invest at all. That's why I was afraid to tell you. So I did the wrong thing. That's not fear. That is disrespect. Shoot.
Lo.
There
thou hast that is thine.
Of course, Father. Though I didn't do anything, I didn't eat it. That's it. Take it. Do you think God is a fool? I would travel that long to come back and see the house the same way I left it. If a man gives you his house for 1 week, let him come and see the blinds cleaner, the floor cleaner, the carpet cleaner. Let things change. Let the man be happy that he left a caretaker behind, not a housebreaker. A woman leaves, she travels and leaves you with her husband, and before she wants to come back, she meets you with a new child. You have messed up her home. You have destroyed the home. You cannot manage. Many of you, like I said some months ago, you have fallen in love with what you had to care for. So when the owner now comes, you don't want to give him. Can't use it again as I used it before. Now, this is a man, for example. Let me use it as a man. I'm not calling any man yet before I start hearing stories after a pastor, fast. Man, God began something and not complete it. I am the Oga. I'm the wife. And this is my husband. And then this is my housemate, for example. Housemate. And this is my husband. I'm traveling for a business trip. I said, please, take care of Oga. Cook for him when he wants to eat, okay? And everything should be fine. And guess what she does? I don't tell her when I'm coming back. Why? I don't want her to pretend for my coming. But I want her to prepare for my coming, not pretend for my coming. So she's taking care of my husband, not knowing when I'm coming back. And sometimes I'll apply the law of delay to see if Saul will change his mind and disobey Samuel. And now delay. Oga start cornering her. Madam has been gone for a long time. What's happening to you? She now responds to the cornering. What happened? She now fall in love with what she was supposed to do, what take care of. And my coming, than to make her happy, now makes her angry. Usually she's happy when she sees me. Why is she now angry when she sees me? Because she has fallen in love with what she had to take care of. Adam, did you eat of the... When I used to come to the garden before, you run to me. Now you're running from me. Have you mismanaged that? Before, when I'm coming to the garden, Adam is coming to give me a yato. But now I'm coming, he's running. Adam, why are you running? Have you eaten? I told you to keep the tree, not to eat of the tree. She now gets angry that I've come back. Why is she angry? How can a pastor be angry that God has come to take the church? Because he now fell in love with tithe and offering and seed. And people kneeling down for him. That's why I love God above everything. If God said give the church now, I give the church. Why? I'm a manager, not an owner. I'm a caretaker, not landlord. So when I now come now, she started behaving strange to me. Okay? Why? She has fallen in love. What she had to manage. That's why God says, Pastor Paul, love not the world, but you are in the world. Don't fall in love with the material things of the world. You are called to manage them, not love them. Love the Lord and manage the things that are of the Lord. Can go back. Yes, Pastor, wait for me. I give you back. Mm-hmm.
His Lord answered and said unto him.
The Lord now responded. The Lord was very happy before. This man now just quenched the man's joy.
Thou wicked and slothful servant.
He said, you are wicked not because you injured me, not because you closed my company. You are wicked because I met the church the same way I left it.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not.
Pastor, if your prayer set does not grow, God say you are a wicked servant. Choir, if your does not grow, you are a wicked choir member. Also, if the union does not grow, you are a wicked servant. Look at what God calls wickedness. Mismanagement.
And gather where I have not straw.
You knew that I'm that kind of person here.
Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money.
So because you know I'm that kind of person,
to the exchangers.
If you carry and go bank.
And then on my coming, I shall have.
So that when I'm coming back, I'll have even small added to it because I love addition.
Take for the talents from him.
Take it from him, number one. Before God sends him to hell, he takes the gift from him. Let me give somebody who can use it.
And give it unto him which had 10 talents.
Have you wondered why some gifts in you die? You used to see well, you can't see anymore. God has taken it and given somebody who can see and manage. Give to the man that has 10 talents. It means that if God comes now, the church that manages members the most, he will take from your church and give the church. Uh-huh.
For unto everyone that hath,
for he that hath
shall be given. And he shall have abundance.
Now have abundance, huh?
But from him that hath not,
claim not to have, by
shall be taken away.
Even the one has to take away. Huh?
Even that which he hath.
Uh-huh.
And cast ye the unprofitable servant
now
out of darkness.
Is the part that really breaks my heart. Sir, he just send him to hell. And you're a chief manager. I'm telling you that on judgment day, you'll be sure the things that take me to hell. This man was not a fornicator. Bible never recorded he fornicated, or he stole, or he lied, or he smoked. By mismanagement, do what to him?
And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness.
Continue.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
A man was sent to hell by mismanagement. You might be holy, but if you don't manage, you will likely go to hell. How do you manage your money? How do you manage your time? How do you manage your department? Month after month, your offering does not change. I think God is happy at you. Worship sincerely. Nothing changes. Friends, mismanagement is one of the biggest sins that take men to hell. After unbelief. Why is your group not changing state? Papa, they are stubborn. They don't listen. Really? So stand there. Please, you can sit down, sir. Now, if where you are employed to teach students, right, in the university, will you not go and tell the chancellor that you're not coming to school again because the students are stubborn? Will you do that? Say, man, I'm not coming again because these people are stubborn. Can you do that? What will you do? You would unstubborn them. What will you do? You will correct their stubbornness. Why? It's your job. If you don't do well with it, you can be sacked for that. Listen, sir. Wait me say what? You can't be telling your spiritual father, Papa, the people are stubborn. They don't hear me. It's your job. Manage them well. Every human is stubborn, but somebody who is a manager can unstubborn them. Permit the English. Say, he who cannot take care of his own house is worse than an infidel, an unbeliever. If Jesus comes now, forget about where you go heaven. What have you made of the talents he gave you? Answer that question. God rates men by management ability. If he comes to this church now, he won't give a job to who prayed for a job. He will give to who can manage a job. How? By how they're managing the one they have or the one they don't have. By how they treat their home chores. By how they treat their parlor, God can give them a job. By how they treat their brother, their sister, their husband, their wife, God can promote them because they have acted rightly. By how they treat the choir, they treat the pastoral unit, they treat the instrumentalist unit. By how you treat your piano can determine if you get inspiration. By how you treat the drum can determine if you play well. How you handle the microphone, ma? Let me keep the mic on the floor. You're mismanaging. I've seen men who have worn one shirt for 5-6 years. It's still clean. Management is a third way God rates men. Can you manage? You now see why sometimes your life looks unbearable even for you. You are angry at yourself. Why? You do not manage what God gave you well. To every promise, there is a need to manage. I'll give you one more point and we close because you're already exhausted. Did that man in Matthew 25, do you have a reason why he did not multiply the gift? Yes, he gave a reason, right? He said, I was afraid. I knew a man that wants to reap but not so. Was there a reason? Yes. But you got to take the reason? No. God does not take excuse from his management. Pile as much as you want. Even when you say, oh, hey. Even you don't even, you give excuse for everything. Why are you late? I'm late because of this. I'm late because of that. No. You're a mismanager. Would you really tell your earthly boss that gives you a salary of 500,000 or even 200,000? Will he call you for a meeting and you miss? A sister in this church, she's doing medicine, one of her teacher, one of her professional teacher, and they posted at one village a condo titi. She's never gone there. And money is passing. And then one time now, a superior call came. Say, if you don't go, they'll cut your salary. This sister looked for all measures, passed through water, and went there and took name and came back. Now, if this is a pastor in a Konotiti that is talking to a member who are going to Boya, come to church now, or you lose your place as an usher. Will she come? But because salary is in view, she pocket fear and march on to victory. Salary has conquered, march on to victory. We are more than salary. The sacrifices you make for your earthly job, have you made them for God? Your spirits are very full. You're very full. How God rates men. The last part, the last thing for today, I have so many of them. They're up to 9. Number 4, who wants to hear it? Let me get the excitement coming. Who wants to hear it? Are you sure? When God looks at a man, what's the first thing God checks? The purity of the heart. What's number 2? The pigment. What's number 3? Manipulability. And number 4 is what I call by unbendable obedience. By this now, I'll take very few minutes and then I close you. Unbendable Unbendable is a word I did not make a mistake putting like that. I didn't say obedience. Obedience means you can do it today and not do it tomorrow. Unbendable means that become a life that cannot be changed. If your obedience life can change, it cannot make you change. What guarantees your next level is the unbendability of your obedience life. Hey. Woo. The devil comes to Jesus in Matthew 4, and what did he say? Bow. He tempted how many times? 3 times. To do what? To make him bend. Every attack on a man is to make him bend on his level of obedience. Every attack on a man is to make him bend on his level of obedience. The devil attack him, says what first? Turn these stones into. Number 2, do what? He took him to a high mountain. Everything, right? Number 3, do what? He says, jump down. He said, worship me. Worship me. So Jesus was tempted. Why? So he should do what? He should bend in his principles. Anything you call a principle that you can bend at, it's not a principle. Genuine principles are unbendable. They are like iron steel that nothing can bend. Sir, most of you, the people that even bend your principles are friends that don't even give you money. You set a prayer time and somebody enter your home at your prayer time, than to send them out or pray with them. You spoke with them. I am not. He said, you see me? I'm a very good man. Wait a minute. He says, but if you ever speak against my spiritual father anywhere around me, the way I will act, you would doubt if I'm a Christian. Bishop Oedipo said that. He said, you will doubt I'm a Christian. You will doubt. Many people sit down beside you and talk trash about the church, and you are there. Why? They give you salary. I've walked out of a classroom where a teacher is talking nonsense about God. I no one holler me person. Someone don't come on me. Say unbendable. I have said this time and again, obedience is a master key. What does master key mean? He opens every door. Sir, your level of lifting solely depends on your obedience. As Peter Father said, and I quote, he said, when you ask God for a miracle, he gives you an instruction. Write that down. When you ask God for a miracle, what does he give you? An instruction, not a miracle. He says your obedience to that instruction guarantees your miracle. Which means that your miracle lies in your obedience to instructions. Moses, stretch your stick towards the water, it shall open. Now, assuming that Moses refused to stretch the stick, will the water open? No. Which means whatever closed in front of you is based on the thing you disobeyed. Your disobedience closes your doors, your obedience opens your doors. Unbendable obedience. I am one man, the Lord knows me. Cedric is a guy that is obedient. Son, meet me here. I am there. My father tells me sometimes, are you busy? Busy? Am I crazy to be busy when you're calling me? Where are you? When do I come? That's all I want. Where and when? That your mentor is still preaching, you say you are late. It were better you didn't come for that meeting. It was at 5:30. God respects the obedient. Write it down. Bible says God respects no man, right? But hear me, he respects some men. Who are these men? The obedient. If you want to earn God's respect, be obedient. Obedience has a way it makes God reveal things to you. God does not hide things from obedient men. How often you hear God tells me how obedient you are to him? Pastor John, read me Genesis 18:17. Read me Genesis 18:17. When you are obedient, what happens? God doesn't hide things from you. Genesis 18:17.
Genesis 18:17. And the Lord said,
God said,
shall I hide from Abraham that thing
I hide
which
from
I do?
Abraham that thing I want to do?
And seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty
Seeing
nation.
that he will become a great and mighty nation. Why? God told him in Genesis 12, right? If you do this and do that, I'll make you great.
Yes.
In 18, what's God saying here? Seeing that he will become. What does that mean? He's already taking the path that leads to that greatness. It means that his obedience so far is already building the foundation for that greatness. So seeing that this man is obeying me to that place, what?
And mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children.
He will command.
And his household after him.
Not beg.
And they shall keep the way of the Lord.
If I beg you, you're not my child.
To do justice and judgment.
He will command them. What is it? He said, how will I hide this thing from my friend Abraham? How? God that can do all things was looking for which way he can hide a thing. He didn't see anyone. He said obedience makes God to reveal deep things to men. While you are in Cameroon, some people have already seen that there will soon be war. You didn't see it. Why? You didn't obey God's voice. Why there are men that hear the voice of God before a thing happens, they know. Why? Because they have been obedient to the previous voice of God. How will I hide it? Obedient men are friends of God. This is a very heavy one. I'll give a very heavy one. Don't worry, on Tuesday I will talk about it more. Write this down. Obedience is the course you validate that graduates you from just being a son to a friend. Obedience is the course you validate that graduates you from just being a son to a friend. What makes you a friend of God is obedience to God. God does not kill the obedience because obedience built a covenant. Very powerful. And God is a covenant keeping God. Write this down. I have 2 more points. You are successful by your level of obedience, not by the prophecy on your head. Which ones do you obey, Pastor? Which one do you obey, sir? God recommends Abraham. He says he knows he will command his home. Child. A man has not commanded the home yet. God said the way the man has had a track record of obedience, this man must obey me by making his home follow God. I watch some people behave funny under me and I know they are going nowhere. I close with this. Not everyone that grew with Archbishop Mercy Dahuza are known today. Some of them are nowhere to be found, but they are alive. Do you know why? People like Papa Suleiman, Papa Oyedepo, Papa Adeboye, they were with this same man, Bishop Duncan Williams. They were with this man, Pastor Chris. But they obeyed him, not just knew him. What will guarantee that when Cedric becomes big, you'll be among him, among his entourage, is how you obey him at this level. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why? Why? Speaking to you right now. I'm talking to your spirit right now. Why do you do this to yourself? Why don't you obey instructions? Bible says in the book of 1 Samuel 15, Madam, it says obedience is better than sacrifice. It's better. The two are good, but one is better. It's better than sacrifice, man. Every pastor this month, your offering must be this amount. Just obey. No matter what it will cost you. Obedience is costly, but God says it's more important. I have many men say, tell them, meet me now, they don't come. They're doing something somewhere. Say any man that holds a plow and looks back is not fit. God tells Lot's wife, as you are going, don't look behind. Obey. Oh, where? Oh my God. God. Just to look in front, you now have to go through the loss of dying. By the shake of head, she lost everything. The things you're looking behind for, she lost them. She became salt. A pinnacle of mockery till today. Because somebody doesn't want to obey. Why are you like that to yourself? Sometimes, ma, when you tell me you're sorry, I know. I say, no, I am sorry for you. I'm your teacher. I have your knowledge. And you know what? Even if I don't teach, by your stubbornness, God will still pay my salary. But if you don't learn, you would never be great. Start checking now. How many instructions have you despised? God says stay here, you left here. God says sit down, you stood up. God said talk like this, you spoke the other way. God said do this, do the other thing. He shall command his children to obey me. Command. God said pay tithes. Do you pay tithes? Are you consistent in that? They give you 500 to remove 50 francs. You have to disobey God. God did it by unbendable. Man, you don't use your tithe and give orphans. Tithe is God's tax. You will not tell patang that I did not give my tax because I want to give the orphans. No, you pay patang, then with the amount of your profit, you not give orphans. God is so good that he said, give me only 10%. You take 90%. Now, even that 90, you still want to eat 10%. How greedy are you? If you really love orphans that much, why can't you get from 90%? God says that I will take 10. You take 90. You still want to collect the 10 and add to the 90. If 90 cannot help you, will 100 help you? The cost of disobedience is greater than the cost of obedience. What it will cost you to obey one instruction is less than what it will cost you to disobey it. The young man said he told me that he was sick. He had that kind of thing. And he cut his hand. Cut his hand. Say you are sick now be sick. God rates you by your level of obedience. Yes. Yes. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. I don't know about you, but I personally feel fulfilled. I feel like I've told you something very important. Unbendable means no matter the heat around you. It means that don't tell God there was famine. Oh God, there was quarantine. God said, I knew before I instructed. Give me your son, Isaac, your only son, whom you love so much. Why is God emphasizing? He knows the things you can give as excuse. He's my son that I love, my only son. God now gave the excuse and says, still give it. God talks to Abraham and then he comes in the volumes of the excuse that Abraham can give. What did Abraham said? He's my only son, father, whom I love so much, who I waited for. God said, I know all those things, but give me. Abraham not a Sarah. Unbendable obedience, man. Can't be the child's hand. Where are we going to? I don't know. Put his own child, 25 years, a reward that came for 25 years waiting. Took a knife to kill his own flesh and blood. Who can bear this? You can't give 5,000. No. You not kill your child that you push. You can't come and tell you, my back, I have menstrual cramp on my neck, menstrual cramp on my whole chest. And that's why Jesus Christ never had female disciples. Menstrual cramp on the mountain, menstrual cramp on the sea. They go give him food, that's all. And check his cups. Hi! Hear word. Hear word. They are female disciples. You come live for choir practice. No, I was doing this. When you know that it is God that waits for you to be early, no man will make you be late. When you understand that If God sees you late, you have a problem. You will not say, no, I was teaching food for somebody. How obedient are you? Stand to your feet and pray this prayer. Jesus, I don't want the clap from this sermon. I want you to actually change. Jesus, help me to be a good manager. Just stand there. And help me, oh God, to have the spirit of obedience. Begin to pray. If you know that mismanagement has cost you a lot, pray. Jesus, there is no me without you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You pray. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jesus, there is no me without you. If you understand this word, it will change your life. Those two things, management and obedience, if you understood them, you cannot come here next week as you enter here this week. Begin to pray. Jesus, there is no me without you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're praying, you're not singing, you're praying. Put your hands. Listen to me. You are preserved this month. Like you can see, things are already changing. God has answered our prayers. Let's keep praying. Greater things are going to happen. Okay? God told me that the month of May is a month that's not an exciting thing, but from Tuesday you see what will be happening here. Yes. It's what came from a deep cry. God said the month of May is a month of passion. It's a month of passion. This month, people will be catching a fire for God they have not caught before. Wait, from Tuesday you see.